Welcome to the UDP broadcast, a podcast where a group of friends get together and offer both informed and uninformed opinions about gaming related topics. I'm your host, Luminary, and I'm accompanied today by my co hosts, the Nordic Cajun,
Brought to you by not sponsored hashtag.
not sponsored hashtag, and the Eternal Barcode, I me.
Hello, brought to you with angry barcode noises.
No.
Somebody put the kibosh on that. I was waiting for the rest of it. It just died.
No, I stopped it.
Oh.
He unplugged the modem.
Yep.
And from the Emerald Dream, Raina the Crit Chicken.
And his name is John C.
What
Sorry.
is going on tonight?
Listen, it's my first time using the sound board.
Don't make me have to do this as a stage channel. It takes away the whole soundboard. All right.
No, I'm just trying to have fun.
You know what?
It's great.
It is
No,
fun.
it's good.
It's
It's just
fun.
whoo.
All right, brain shutting down.
Okay, Ric Flair.
All right.
All right, so
Episode
today-
34. Go for it, Amy.
Yeah, 34.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know or are new to the channel, we actually do a lot of work now, or sponsoring. No, wait, what do we do? I just screwed up the entire line because booze. Anyways, so when you come over to the UDP broadcast to watch our show, 10% of all revenue from ad revenue, bits, donations, whatever else, subscriptions, all goes to the Trevor Project, which is a fantastic organization. The mission of the Trevor Project is to end suicide among gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning young people. And on top of all this, just a quick reminder, this is an opinion show and does not reflect official company policies or views. In other words, we're poor, we have uninformed opinions, please don't sue us.
We're just a bunch of panhandlers on the internet.
Yes. There we go. I said the lines after screwing them up, and yeah, I'm just going to have another drink.
It's funny. I described. The fuck was that? All right.
That was rum and coke.
Okay.
Hey,
That was
I'm doing that as well. Roman Coke is the flavor for the evening.
That is the
Yes.
the
I'm on a
weirdest.
Kraken hunt.
Here, what did I describe it this as? Oh yeah, no, it was. I put myself under those constraints because at the end of the day, I'm trying to sell 4 personalities that talk mad smack on a weekly basis to people who are flooded with the sheer amount of "look at me, look at me, look at me," and I put like the gif of the kitten in the window jumping up and down, waving the arms.
Look what I can do.
So,
Look what I can do.
so topics tonight: Tears of Capitalism. That was going to be the title of the podcast before, and I decided to keep it because, well, yeah, no, Tears of Capitalism. That's the thing.
And it's really stupid because Nintendo sent Valve a DMCA notice to block
Oh.
the Steam release of
Oh,
a
we
Wii emulator called Dolphin.
we going full speed ahead, are we? Let's go.
Absolutely. That was a good segue too.
Well, let's talk on to you, Cajun, our Nintendo guy.
Oh my God. Like every time I start to give them any kind of like quiet and not pick on them, they do something to fuck it all up again. It's like it's a triple strike against them this week from what I see, because they just seem to be finding ways to just make their fan base mad, being from going on YouTube and picking on creators for showing off videos of their product, to shutting down people who are making multiplayer versions of their single player games, all the way to people who are just trying to play an emulator online. And emulators is nothing new. Even that let's be real, they use emulators on their systems now to play their old games. They're not fooling anyone. However, somebody made a emulator on the Steam platform. It's called Emulator Dolphin. And apparently Nintendo is sending out a DMCA violation all the way to our boys over at Valve. I wish I could say I'm surprised, because even though nobody plays on an actual physical GameCube or a Wii these days, unless you're like, you've got one. Like, it's hard to find them unless you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And even if you did, a lot of people just play on their computer anyway. So it makes sense to have an emulator, or at least a way to play it on your computer, in my opinion. Does Nintendo think that? No. That's our IP. You can't touch it. Cease and desist, or fuck you. We're going to send Mario to come stop a mud hole in your chest. And it goes across everything lately. Because not only did they do this to these poor this little emulator, because let's be fair, Steam didn't need an emulator. There's emulators out there you can use without being directly through Steam. They can just target Steam because Steam makes money. That's the only
Well,
reason
and
why this
Steam
even.
also has such a wide distribution platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of another reason why you'd want to. My favorite thing about that whole bullshit is U.S. court has already proven that uh, emulators are legal in the states
Mm-hmm.
because there was a lawsuit that was filed by Sony against two emulators, Blem and Connectix, that during the course of the trial, it found that the emulators never violated the firmware, the BIOS, or anything to do with the PlayStation. However, Nintendo's claim is they're circumventing the copy protection mechanism, the decoding of the actual firmware or the software on the for the game. So that might play out differently in court if they decide to go to court over it.
I don't.
Because if they're found to be in violation of breaking the encryption under the DMCA, that actually will put them in a lot of hot water. However, if it doesn't, that's just going to really open up emulators for everything, and Nintendo's going to have to eat a bag of dicks.
Well, for you
Yes, sir.
nerds out there, they have a GitHub page, so
Yes.
you should.
Yeah.
Dolphin emulator GitHub might be worthwhile searching on popular search engines like altavista.digital.com and askjeeves.com and yahoo.com. And
We,
if you're really
we,
stoned and full of LSD, bing.com.
hey, we are drinking rum and coke, and we're not saying that we are pirates, but we do enjoy sharing some booty every now and then. So go check it out, however
I
you
sail
can.
the seven prox seas.
But the thing is that
That's a joke most people don't get.
that wasn't their only like fuck you to their fan base that they did this week. Um, for those of you who aren't aware, back in March, Nintendo shut down their e-store for the Nintendo 3DS, so they no longer support the 3DS at all whatsoever
That makes me
in
so
any
sad.
capacity. So, but of course, in the months prior to that, that had the modders and the hackers going full speed ahead to tell everybody, hey, just do this, this, and this, and you can adjust your 3DS. I'm not gonna say the full name out loud because I don't want anybody to get in trouble. But you can adjust your 3DS to where you don't have to worry about that because you can play whatever you want. I may or may not have one of those devices in my possession. But Nintendo, being as Nintendo does, they released a quote unquote update for the 3DS last week. If you install the update, it literally blocks all breaking of the system to that date. Even if you had it already broken, it will it will make your 3DS a brick. A defunct system they can no longer make money off of, but they want to make sure that nobody else has fun with it either. That is Nintendo, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the kind of grip and hold that the companies have on you when it comes to that's why do you think they want to go to online services? Get this, you get to pay $70 for a game, right? And it doesn't even have to be good. People will buy it. And they can shut it down whenever they want. I don't know why Anthem's still up, but they can shut it down whenever they want. And there you are. You've already spent your $70 for the rights to play this game. And you can never play it again because it is online only. And that's the biggest problem with online only and internet required games. And and same thing with the 3DS. Like that was the whole thing, right? Like the Wi-Fi was in there. You could play with your friends and it communicated to the Nintendo eShop so you can get your video games. There was absolutely no reason to take down that store. They could have just changed. I mean, this is me. This is the nerd in me talking. They could have just changed their APIs and pointed it to their current working store and stored all the shit there. I mean, why would you need a separate system when you could just bolt it on elsewhere if it's doing like the same API calls? All that shit's rendered locally on your 3DS anyway. All you're doing is just asking for shit from the server. Just make your current eShop respond to those requests.
And it cuts off a lot of like there's a whole like this is coming from somebody who does this almost all week in terms of just Pokemon. This is one example. There's so many old games that you could play on 3DS that you can transfer your Pokemon, be it normal Pokemon, legendaries, or shinies, to the Pokemon Bank on the 3DS and then transfer it to Pokemon Home. If you don't have that installed before they turned off the system in March, every single one of your Pokemon is forever locked on your systems. You cannot get it off your 3DS to
That's so stupid.
Home unless, of course, the modding community, they've already circumvented and found a way around that. But without them, Nintendo just says, "Hey, thanks for the support over the years, but fuck you, you can't transfer anything over." I
Yeah.
mean, that's a niche one example because quite literally, that is the only game that you can do that for. Like the only series in the systems that you can transfer old things that still work on the new systems today in terms of the Pokemon. It's very niche, very one-sided. But next to the freaking plumber itself, Mario is also one of the biggest money makers for Nintendo. So they, it, I hate to throw the same word we always keep using, but it's time for the boomers to step back. It
Like
really is.
like boomer video game companies.
Or the boomers that are making these decisions.
Well,
Because
I would, except for the new guys are trying to make NFT games, so fuck that.
we're gonna have to find like some kind of consensus. Because I agree with the NFT, and I do not agree with holding back stuff that you already own to your current systems. Because like you have like let's just go on this. You have Pokemon Yellow, Black and White 2, X and Y, the crystals, the rubies, the sun and moons. All those games are forever cut off because you don't want your e-store to stay up so they can get the systems that they had to pay for to use in the first place.
Well,
So it's just it doesn't. I don't know. Just to me, it does not compute.
well, there's some interesting workarounds with even some of the older software out there. Like if you ever go to the Internet Archive to play something old because you're nostalgic, like I am, or old, one of the two, maybe both, right? Like everything runs in its own virtual machine, in its own box, in its own thing. And honestly, I think it's time for developers to start looking at the idea of containerizing their apps so that way they will never stop running. The only thing that really holds it back in the sense of what we're talking about is the always on internet connectivity. Like
Hmm.
that's it. Like you can't do anything else with it once the shop goes down. And that's the worst part about it. I mean, luckily, like Sony and Microsoft have invested a lot of efforts to backwards compatible and make the all the libraries available across the devices. Nintendo's been slow AF, even with their new fancy online service plus DLC, which hasn't really paid for itself, and I don't even use the online features.
And then case in point, like on that same note, like even with like Microsoft and Sony, they have older games that had servers that you could play on, but they eventually phase those out for the new games. But they still bring the games back in a capacity where you can play. Case in point for Microsoft, they shut down all the Halo 2 and Halo 3 servers, but you can play them all on the Master Chief Collection. So you can bring them all into the new light. I think they did the same thing with Demon Souls for Sony. They shut down the old Demon Souls multiplayer servers, and the new re-release of Demon Souls that came out, you can start playing it on that. Like they're keeping up with what their fans want and keeping up with today's fast-paced and fast-growing fandoms. And I just feel Nintendo is just heavily relying on their big characters to continue to pay the bill, which unfortunately still happens because people still are shoveling over, hand over fist for these big IPs and looking at you at the new Zelda game. Um, it just like Nintendo's never gonna learn until the fans turn around and prove that hey, we're not gonna put up with this bullshit anymore.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever watch any of Flash Gets stuff, where on the console wars and fandom, it
Yeah.
pretty much sums it up, actually. But you know what? There was the super groin punch to Nintendo in the last 2 weeks, and that one has to deal with immoral loot boxes in, I believe, their mobile title for Super Mario Kart.
I didn't even know that Mario Kart had loot boxes.
Well, yeah, it's the shiny pipes is what they are selling.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Mario Kart Tour
Yeah,
is the mobile game, and some kid
Oh, the
is
Marvel
suing
Evolved
which is
Nintendo.
garbage.
Yeah, and this kid's suing Nintendo because they spent $170 on loot boxes that didn't actually say what the odds were of winning any of the decent items. The loot boxes were discontinued last year, but it's still pay to play, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
See, and but the sad thing is about that, to Nintendo's detriment, again, they were trying. They were trying to do a more modern take and get into the mobile market, and I understand what they were trying to do, but they did it the wrong way, the absolute wrong way.
Well, they're
Uh,
like I said before, Nintendo is taking the Microsoft approach and the recording industry approach to everything, and that is, if I can't make money off of it, you can't have it.
Okay, don't get started on the recording world. That's a whole different kettle of fish.
It, but it's the same position, right? When MP3s first came out, they were like, "Meh, you can't have them, and we're gonna, take you to court over every little chance we get." And now it's like most music is streamed versus actually purchased in albums, like physical discs,
One
Mhm.
whether
moment.
that's vinyl or CD.
One moment. Warbringer Jalen just hit us with 10 viewers.
Oh, hello,
Oh,
hello.
Welcome, Raiders.
welcome in.
Oh, God.
Hello.
That will scare the shit out of me every time, Crit.
I literally thought I looked towards my dog and I thought my dog was hitting the door.
God damn.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Welcome to
There we go.
welcome
Thomas
to the
Cat.
UTP broadcast.
Thanks for the follow. Well, anyway, yeah, so Nintendo shiny pipes, they can suck it. Thank you. Thank you for the raid, Warbringer Jalen. In fact, I think Sony is kind of in the same place with FIFA.
Will this work? Never mind. Continue
Like,
on.
who plays FIFA?
Well, what happened is that, we need to talk about this lawsuit. So he's suing Nintendo because of they're not disclosing the odds. And chances are that's a thing that's going to happen for the loot box, and that's great. But this other one with Sony, moving on to that, because it does fall in the same vein, FIFA, and if you know anything about the EA games and like Madden and FIFA and NHL or whatever else that they got out there, they have loot boxes for players and all kinds of other stuff, right? And there was a case in, hold on, I got it here somewhere.
What the hell? That wasn't me.
What?
No. Oh, that's okay. Never mind. Sorry, I heard weird sound on my computer, and I thought that was through Discord.
Ah,
Discord minimized. Never mind. Continue on. I'm going insane. It's okay.
He's scared the shit out of me. All
I
right.
have
Scared the shit out of myself. I'm like, what's this sound? Anyways.
Anyway, so yeah, some dude he's suing Sony instead of EA because all the transactions took place through Sony and not EA. Like if EA took the money, it would be EA, right? And Sony is being asked to pay them back 336 euros, or was it the exact price is 336 euros and 26 fractional euros, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. But that doesn't sound like much, but the law firm says they have more people behind them, and because Sony didn't show up to this this hearing or appeal the decision, it set the precedent for Sony to start, any further cases. It's just going to be, well, we can reference this one, and we say that it's terrible, so you have to give them money back.
Y'all didn't care to show up then, so guess what?
Exactly
Well,
that.
yeah, it should serve as a lesson to not put, or at least teach your children or teach people about, quote unquote, microtransactions and gambling with loot boxes. You want to brandish a big sword, but guess what? Don't complain that your odds are not in your favor. Try that same shit out at Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, but that should be interesting to see what happens moving forward, and it's a shame. I'm wondering if Sony's going to countersue EA for all the losses. And that's
That
well,
would be funny.
well, I mean, it's like how I mean, okay, so I can see. I think what happened was to do this. Sony was just like, okay, so if you want to sell microtransactions, we have to do it through our medium, so that way you're not storing anything. But I bet you that's how it was set up. So their program was like, yeah, you can buy EA coins through here and or buy the loot boxes through your Sony and you'll get it and it's just fine. Well, because Sony was selling the loot boxes for EA, it's kind of like if you buy faulty products over at your local big box store and you sue the big box store because they sold you the faulty product. Right. It's a whole weird thing. But there was something else that I wanted Crit to talk about, and I called her attention to it. Did you ever look into it? The Crunchyroll and Duolingo team up?
I mean, it seems interesting. It's just right now I'm trying to learn a different language, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, which language?
Greek.
Oh,
I know the basics. I'm pretty much like I know how to like greet people and say good morning, good night, like kalispera, kalimera, you know. Um, I know how to say I love you, or I guess I love you very much would be sagapopoli. I know how to curse. That's a good one.
There you go.
That's the important things.
That's standard. You have to find that out
that's,
first.
that's right.
If I get mad at someone, I can call them a malaka. That's a given.
That sounds like food.
It does.
No, malaka is like, I guess what British people would call a wanker.
Nice.
Malaka this dick.
Pretty
Jesus
much.
Christ.
You're a malaka, yeah.
Oh, that took a turn I didn't expect it to take. Exactly, but
Perfect.
Yeah, Crunchyroll and Duolingo, the unexpected duo, I guess. But heck, after I get done with some Greek lessons, I might as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's at a discount, I mean, if they're teaming up for it, I'm down for it. I'd actually like to stop reading subtitles and actually understand what they're talking about.
Preach.
Just to get past the whole uwu and tatapayo and
Ew.
nani.
Well, I would like to understand the meaning behind cat nonsense as opposed to just reading it in brackets, below.
It's cat nonsense. If we
That
want cat
bio.
nonsense information, we'll just go to our resident cat. Dank.
That's right.
Wow.
He's our translator.
That's when you go nya 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 nya.
That's when I
I,
throw you in the
I have
washing
been
machine.
summoned.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. We'll do that. We'll do nya, and then why can't
See,
I not
it
use it in that
typically
channel?
starts with the nyas and then it usually ends with the
Please no.
I think the cat nonsense one, I actually heard the audio behind it. It was like, yeah, nico, 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 nico. It was some intense stuff.
I have thrown Reina in the washing machine in the Discord server.
Nice. Good.
God
damn it.
Nope.
God.
Nope.
Which chat, Amy?
General chat.
Which, by the way, is a slash command on our Discord server.
Slash nya. And you too can throw people in a washing machine. Don't mind me as I lean away from my microphone for a moment.
That
this
is
is chocolate rain.
overly loud.
What, the washing machine?
Yes, I wasn't
Well,
prepared
yeah,
for the loudness.
Yeah.
It's something from me.
Yeah, no, like Amy was throwing it
I
around. He would
know,
upload
I
it.
should have known.
Well, Amy was uploading it to every server. I think Amy and I share like 8 to 10 different Discord servers,
Yeah.
and he's
something
used it in
around there.
every one of them. And I think Dankwart's in like 3/4 of them.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and every so often I'll see it. And so I think while I was building my news bot, I wanted to see if I could upload files. So I used that file. And I'm like, all right, well, it's just part of the UDP broadcast Discord server now. You can now throw people in the washer.
Servers.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 servers were mutual. God damn.
Nice. Makes us Discord pals. All right.
Discord buddies.
Let's see here. What else is going on? We did PlayStation. We talked about Crunchyroll and Duolingo teaming up for Japanese, and we talked about Greek stuff and makalakas and
There was also a
Malaka.
Japanese YouTuber might be the first in the world arrested for posting gameplay clips.
Oh, that's why I wanted to do that. It was the segue into that
So-
one. Go for it.
Yeah, so what happened here was this guy has been arrested in a prefecture in Japan that I can't pronounce. Anyways, for violating copyright laws because he posted a video containing gameplay from a visual novel.
Nagoya, by the way.
What's that?
The place is called Nagoya.
Miyaagi?
That is the name of the TV station.
Oh, I'm talking about the prefecture. But anyways, Steins Gate was the game, and what ended up happening is he was doing what's called a fast play, and that's where you basically just skip to the end and show the endings and blah blah blah. That's all fine and good for some things, not all things, and especially when it's a visual novel that you have to read. That's where copyright people got a little pissy and have charged him with copyright violations. And it's only because he basically just skipped right to the end of this novel and read basically played out the final scenes. Apparently, that's illegal. And what I do know is there have been some cases in the US where people have shown nothing but the cutscenes and the endings, and that has resulted in either DMCA's or content ID claims. But I know under American copyright law and Canadian copyright law that if you're going to do something like that, you have to have your own value added to the footage. And most people do that through a Let's Play. This person was not doing a Let's Play. It was basically like, here's the video footage, and that's it. And here's an explainer in 5 minutes. The guy was getting tons of ad revenue, and that was enough to get attention of authorities, and now he's been arrested.
So basically, it wasn't as much the clips that got him in trouble. It was the fact that he was being that guy that was spoiling everything for everybody.
Yeah, he's basically posting spoilers to an extent, and that's kind of a problem when you're just skipping through everything and you're getting right to the juicy bits at the end. So yeah, in Japan under Japanese law, you can't really do that.
Yeah, there
And
was.
under Nordic country law, that means you're being a dick, so you would also be fined.
Exactly. You'd be fined one beating with a hammer.
Well, right now there's a lot of
Maybe.
money in
For
abbreviating
legal purposes, it
or
was a joke.
the recap channel. I can't tell you, I'm guilty of this too. I've watched the recap channels, and I've caught up on a lot of movies that way. Because I don't want to watch an hour and a half. I can watch this guy drone on about it, or an AI voice drone on about it for like 12 minutes, and get the gist of the movie, as opposed to spending an hour and a half to
So
2 hours.
that's acceptable because you're giving value added information to
hmm
the video. You're adding your own content to this. But this was apparently just like playing out the actual video footage
Yeah, and
and adding no value added content. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. You have to add something to it.
yup.
And this person apparently wasn't. Oh, I have to change CDs. Wait,
Wait,
this is
wait,
CD.
you have CDs?
Yes,
What?
this is well, this is maybe for the after show. I don't know if it's going to work. And I generally don't play Activision games. However, this one was copyrighted I think it was released in 2002, 2003. And it's compatible for Windows 98, Windows ME, Windows 2000, and Windows XP. I think Windows 10 can play it. We'll find out. But
If
anyways, carry
if
on.
if not, you can always just look it up on the Internet Archive.
Yeah, and I can try and play a first-person shooter through the Internet Archive. No thanks.
Oh no, it runs in a virtual machine on your local box.
Yeah, but I could also make a virtual machine if I really wanted. Do I want to place a shortcut on my desktop? No. I do not want to install DirectX 8. Anyways, continue on.
Well, we
Don't
know.
mind me. The next thing we're talking about is how everything in the grim, dark future of Warhammer 40k in the
Oh,
41st millennium
so
is dank, greasy, dark, and shitty and dirty. But don't worry, Power Wash Simulator is coming to the rescue.
That
They are.
that I just I
are you
Oh,
okay?
come on! You get to.
Cajun.
So you get to go through like I don't know what the setting is going to be, but I surmise they're going to have like hive cities you get to go through and just clean the shit. Can you imagine cleaning the shit out of a hive city with all the Tyranids at the bottom of the hive city where that no one's ever noticed, just like shitting everywhere, and you're just power washing Tyranid shit and human shit and Xeno filth, and yeah, it's just gonna be awful and gross and
or just
disgusting.
going into towns ransacked by the vermin and just
Is there going to be any IME Let's Plays of Power Wash Simulator in the grimdark world of
Oh, I could
Warhammer?
do that, but if I was going to do that, I would go back to playing Viscera Cleanup Detail because I love that game
hmm
and it is a lot of fun to play with friends, especially when you start throwing shit at each other, making more of a mess. I thoroughly enjoy that. Bomb Redeemer and I have played that numerous times. I think there are some old videos up on my old YouTube channel with them. The one thing I never did play was Santa's Revenge, that DLC, or that expansion, because I'm old and I'll call that an expansion. And I didn't play the Shadow Warrior expansion either. I only ever did the main game. And we weren't even done that thing. We have so much left to do in it.
Huh.
Oh God.
I don't think I have a copy, but it's easy enough to get a hold of. Perhaps
Oh,
maybe
it's
there'll be a
so
collab on that at some point.
I
I
got caught up with Santa's Revenge.
they had a plushie last year? Oh,
Well,
damn it. It was a
womp
makeshift
womp.
plushie. Oh, that's insanely sad.
On that note,
No, we don't cheer my sadness.
on that note, I would really like to make use of Makeshift. And to do
Yes.
that, I've really got to start pushing for everybody to follow and subscribe and consume all of our content, because I have to have something to show for Makeshift to go, you know what you need? You need a Ping plushie, and I would love to offer a Ping plushie to all of you.
Needs more ping.
Needs
Oh,
more
this is
espresso.
one hell of a video resolution. Anyways, continue on.
If you
I
don't know
think I'm
who,
playing at 8. Oh my God, it loaded.
Honestly, a pink plushie would go really well with the Cosmo plushie from Jalen.
you don't know,
640,
yeah,
but
it would actually. But
Would sit
Jalen
perfectly
had a
like
whole
this.
different process to do his, and I might do that if I really want to do plushies, but I don't want to have to like keep stock of pings in my garage. So, but either way, but yeah, Ping is our mascot for the podcast. It is this wonderful smartphone face cat that you see here and plastered up all over our Discord server and in our action movie posters. So,
okay, we're gonna play at 1280 by 1024.
Wait, does that
This is
actually
gonna be
mean we're going to be
majestic.
an action movie?
oh, we are an action
Yes, you didn't get the script yet?
movie.
No, I'm just winging it.
well,
Is that,
well,
well, that's par for the course.
they're still casting the actors for us, and the hardest fit right now is Amy, because nobody wants to be a barcode.
I'll play myself.
Well, crit
Try-
happens.
Trying to get Jason
Oh.
Momoa for me.
Oh, holy shit. Hold on. I actually have a sound for this. Damn it. I'm old because I have to announce that I have something for it before I actually do it. Hold on. Old people noises.
Always run on.
Back in my day, I could just call
Always
something.
jump crouch off.
Where is it? I got to play it. Where is it?
Max sensitivity.
Here it is.
Oh,
Pull the-
Congratulations, you played yourself.
There we go.
Oh, that sounds like a pull the lever crunk situation.
It does. Let's see. What else is on our list of stuff to go down because we missed a whole week? And that was my fault. Oh,
Yes, it was.
all staff at GameStop quit at the release of Tears of the Kingdom.
Huh?
Yeah, no. So you know how people like to like stack up. We talked about it like I think last podcast where people were standing up and waiting for like hours outside of GameStops to pick up their physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom and whatnot, right?
I remember that person on the internet making fun of everybody for standing outside and saying they should do something better with their lives.
Right. Well, there's a story that came out.
clown.
There was a story that came out later that was talking about a GameStop where everybody was just like no and walked out of GameStop. Yeah, before the release of Tears of the Kingdom, slapped a note on the door and said, "Management sucks." I mean, not like that. It was something more professional. Let me get what they actually said. Right, but it was effectively we're overworked, underpaid, management sucks. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I'll read off the exact stuff because it's kind of important for me to like actually read this.
So capitalism in the USA. Got you.
Here we go. Unfortunately, due to poor working conditions, the staff of the Brighton GameStops have decided to resign, effective immediately. Management overworks, underpays, and underappreciates its frontline workers, sets unrealistic expectations, and constantly threatens termination for any employee that cannot exceed them. To all of our loyal guests, we are terribly sorry for the inconvenience. We appreciate every one of you and your continued business, but I literally cannot pay my rent. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, please forward them to our regional manager, insert name, and district manager, insert name. So, like, it was a nice letter. It was just like, hey, I know you want your stuff, but I can't do this anymore because I can't pay my rent. Like, this is
That sounded like the most professional fuck this shit I'm out I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why would jump BX?
I have no idea, but
Because it's true. These I know that people were sitting out there and they're waiting for their game, capitalism, yada 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 yada. But it's the running trend is in America.
well,
Sadly, it's just these poor retail people are getting paid pennies on the dollar to go through this kind of stuff, and it gets rough after a while, especially when you, like you said, literally can't pay your own rent. Like why, like why, like it's. I'm gonna get on a rant. I gotta stop. I'm
okay,
gonna get a
well,
drink.
well, okay. You take your drink. I mean, already, GameStop is already on the way out, right? Well, it's been on the way out. It's out, right? They're making themselves relevant by deals and dealing consoles. They do have some physical games, and they keep stock of them, I guess, for posterity now. It's kind of like, ooh, this is like, hey, milk and honey. Sorry, hold on, everybody, hold your ears. Go for it, Cajun.
I just. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this week, live through the power of Twitch.tv, the one, the only, Milk and
Yay!
Honey.
Did you mute him, or did he like his mic?
Did I cut out? Did I peek out? I
Yeah,
actually
you
toned
did.
it down this week.
Nope. I did not touch him.
Okay.
I enjoy this.
What part did what
Came in
part?
and was like,
Shit.
God
What,
damn it! Not that noise again. Shit.
well, she heard it, so she's excited, so we're
Like,
good.
I feel bad for anybody listening to us in their headphones, or better yet, driving in their car and they hear clack, 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 right?
what
I
happened?
literally keep looking to my right. I think somebody's at my freaking office door. I'm like,
I,
dude,
Harrison, what are you doing up? I did the same thing. I thought I was being too loud. My wife beat on the outside door.
I can't hear my doors from from the second floor, so it doesn't
Good.
bother me.
so it's
If
the
anything,
attic
it's gonna
ghost.
sound like someone's tapping on my windows, in which case it's just a vampire, and fuck them, they can't come in.
Nope, they have to have permission. But anyway, welcome in, Milk and Honey. Woo!
So, she's one of our viewers that gets her very own Cajun intro. This is awesome. So,
I'm
yeah,
legally binded to introduce her every time she comes in. I don't know where that signature got written down on a piece of paper, but it just does now.
it happened
happens.
in the mind of Nord in the
Nordic
Department
country.
of.
It was a verbal contract.
Right.
I can't believe this game works.
Speaking of works, so GameStop, right? That's
Squirrel over
working.
here.
Sorry.
So that's working. It's on its way out. It's going the way of Blockbuster and whatnot. The only thing it really has going for them, and they're gonna have to capitalize on it because they just okay. We'll get into this in just a second, but they bought ThinkGeek, and they carry like
Yes.
nerd merch, but they're not capitalizing on it. ThinkGeek is
No, they ruined ThinkGeek.
yeah, I know they fucked it up. They like absorbed it in, and we can sell some nerd stuff and can't really touch my phone here, but I'm here to support and listen. I appreciate you so much, Milk and Honey. Thank you. So,
Yes.
I mean, they could have totally capitalized on it. Instead, they just like, I don't know, they just shat on it. It was like, we sell video games, and look, nerd over there in the corner, and an Iron Man suit that has scuffs on it because it's out in the open, right? Like, what can you do? So when the main side of their business fails, it's going to be terrible. And they just increased the price of their subscription service, and I'm like, who cares? But like, I bet you there's going to be some folks going, "Oh yeah, I still pay for that. Thanks for reminding me."
Right? Like, oh yeah, that's what that comes out every month. Let me cancel that real quick.
It's like, oh, who needs Think Geek when you have Amazon.com?
Yeah, I mean,
I
but
still
this
have my buckyballs somewhere.
but this also comes down to like we're also beholden and bound to the companies that host our stuff. Like everything that you buy on Prime, as far as movies are concerned, so Prime Video. If Amazon was like, we don't like Prime Video anymore, we're going to focus on our bullshittery department, and just you just shutter Prime. All the money you spent to watch, license to watch those movies, are now gone. Same thing with Steam. If Steam were to just up and go, but Steam has a backup plan. They actually will like ship you everything in USBs. They said they would do it. Like it's
Well, Steam
'Cause they
also
care.
had a problem where, for a while there, they were removing games from people's libraries when the companies went under. And I
Mhm.
distinctly remember a few of my games going missing. And once people noticed that shit was going missing, they complained about it to Valve. They complained to the media. And then all of a sudden, Valve was like, "Oh, we'll restore it to your account. You can't use it, but you can keep it."
I'm looking at
There's,
you, Games for Windows Live.
what game
There's
was it?
actually one where
Hawken was one of them that got
they
taken
they
away from
shut
me.
off the servers, so they're like, yeah, we made a new game, but you can't play this game anymore, so download this new one and pay for the stuff over there. Like, no, thank you, bye.
Like it still makes me so sad because I don't know if any of you have ever had the chance to play it, but it's a game called Bulletstorm,
Oh,
and
I've got it.
it came out in a long time ago, and I never got to play it because before I could actually get into it and play the damn game, Games for Windows Live shut down, so I couldn't log in to play the damn game. It's in my Steam library, cannot play it.
There
It's
is, I
it's
think,
just locked.
if you wonder what that is, I believe Total Biscuit and Jesse Cox both have WTF is on that. So
And that's the
Yep.
reason why I actually bought the damn game because it looked like so much fun. I remember them giggling like little schoolgirls when they were playing it. I remember the little biscuit like saying it was so satisfying to be able to grab somebody, drag them across the map, and impale them without even blinking an eye. He's like, "This is the kind of game that needs to be played," and I got it. And then Windows Live said, "Nope,
Hmm.
sorry."
Do you
yeah.
remember when WildStar was still a thing?
Oh my God, Wild Star.
Oh, that was supposed to be so good. Jordan 4582, thank you for the follow.
That's Jordan. That's from Thursday night. Hey, hey, hey! Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Can you imagine paying as much as a monthly subscription for WoW and then just getting your game just like taken from you?
You know, something similar kind of happened, but I believe the community is actually supporting it right now. It's a game that you should be familiar with, Neverwinter Nights. It's 21 years later, and it's still going strong. The community loves it, and it's probably one of the best D&D games that you
Mhm.
could ever get. It's a fun game. It really is.
So I know we were still talking about GameStop. I have a very like personally sad story about GameStop. I back in the day, I had pre-ordered Duke Nukem Forever. That was the one that like took 12 years to come out because it went between like 12 different developers and finally came out and it was just a piss poor version of what it was supposed to be.
Mhm.
Well, my ass was a big Duke Nukem fan and I pre-ordered that shit. And it was at a point in my life where I was so busy, I just forgot about the pre-order. And when you pre-ordered it, you got this bust of Duke Nukem to go along with the game. And when I finally went to go pick up my copy of the game, they said they had given my bust away to somebody else who had also pre-ordered, and I didn't get there in time. I was so sad as teenage Nord.
Well, I mean,
I wanted to put that on my shelf, bro.
that's why they have that whole first come, first serve for like pre-order bonuses. Ugh, it's such a pain in the ass.
I need to look it up and see. I'm gonna show it to y'all. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you post it in our Discord server. But yeah, we're approaching the end here, getting close. Is there anything else we need to touch on? Because that was like 2 weeks of stuff that we just kind of blasted through from Nintendo and Nintendo and
Golem
to
sucks.
yeah. Oh, good. We talked about Gollum in the pre-show. Yeah.
Pretty precious, I wasn't here. How are you talking about the golem without me? Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
I think you peaked out again because it just turned
Dude!
out.
Nintendo and Nintendo.
So yeah, recap of the pre-show. If you have any intentions of buying Lord of the Ring Golem, don't do it. People are actually on Steam telling the devs, hey, scrap it, go on to better things. You can't fix this puppy.
Yeah. It's quite fucked.
It's
Yeah.
going down like the Titanic.
Womp womp. And let's see here. We talked about loot boxes in both Mario Kart and Sony.
How big of a dick Nintendo was.
Yep. So all the litigation going on with that, and Sony actually having to pay back for the FIFA stuff. So that was a thing. We talked about a Japanese YouTuber being arrested for sharing spoilers with no transformative works whatsoever. What else did we hit on? There was a lot. Oh,
Duolingo and Crunchyroll.
Yeah, that was kind of like a rest stop though, because it was like, hey, what do you think about this, Chris? Like, I don't know. I like Greek.
Yeah.
And then we learned the Greek for dick. It was awesome.
No, what's
No.
no wanker.
Yeah. I think it's what is it? My mom actually had an issue with confusing bread and dick
Oh, hold on.
because middle of a
Thomas
restaurant.
Cat, thank you for the subscription. That is awesome.
Hello. Thank you for the sub.
Yeah, I think in the middle of a restaurant, and I actually confused the two as well, but dick and bread kind of sound similar. One is somi and one is no pisomi, and then one is pisoli. So
So I guess piss on me is the dick.
pisomi,
Oh.
not piss on me.
Oh.
Wait,
No,
I got you, Lemmy. I got you.
pisomi. Oh no, that went over my head. I'm sorry.
The pun queen herself missed it. It was great.
No. I didn't get an umbrella for that one. Sorry.
No golden showers here.
Nope. I got
Please
my
never
shade
use those
blockers
words
on.
again. We're not R. Kelly around here.
No, but my mom said the word for dick in Greece when she was like, "I want some bread,"
Oh no.
and the waiter
Oh
was like, the
no.
waiter glanced over at my father, and he kind of laughed, and he's like, "She needs more lessons."
Poor
Because she
Bringer
wants
Jalen.
she wants that bread.
Jalen's doing the Pika what with his Cosmo. They're just like, what are we even talking about? Even Thomas is like, what the hell?
She needs that good bread, you know what I mean?
I love you guys. That's awesome.
But
All right.
the one that you were talking about is bread.
Ah, I am an
Pisoli.
adult.
The other one is
Okay. Well, I will save that for the next time I go to a Greek restaurant. And speaking of, we consider what Mediterranean, I think.
I guess so. Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
walking in wanting to order some bread, and they look at you with the weirdest complexion, and they bring a big slab of meat and throw it on a plate
No,
for you.
they probably know what I'm talking about. They'll be like, "Oh, you're adorable. You're trying to talk like us. We know what you want, but don't say that again." So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you walked into Greece somewhere and ordered a loaf of dick, right? Like, or a dick roll or whatever it may be by accident, I'm pretty sure, yes.
So the difference between bread and dick is an M and an L. That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Let's
Pedal.
let's get off the dick conversation. Let's go on
I'm
to
sorry.
Get off the dick.
let's go on into what we are doing for this
With our
next
lives.
week. I know Cajun and I will be at Acon next weekend, so there won't be a podcast.
Yes,
35,
yes.
episode 35 will be the weekend after. So
Yeah. If any of y'all are out there in at Acon, come and see us. We'll be roaming around. Lumi will be sporting the UDP broadcast logo, and I will actually be in costume. And depending on which day you see me, I will either be a bartificer or a druid. It just depends on which day and which
Nice.
costume you find me in. So
Yep,
we'll be there and we'll be hanging out and having fun.
Yep, I'm going as a podcast host. That's what I'm doing. I might as well get a pin that says "Ask me about my podcast." A pin on the shirt too.
There you go.
So anyway, so that's what's going on with you. You're going to Acon. Are you still streaming Tuesday,
Oh yeah,
Wednesday, and Thursday?
yeah. We're still doing our normal stream schedule Tuesday and Thursday. We're still doing shiny hunting on the channel. We finally caught the Guts fucking Lord. Took a month to get him. Finally caught him. So now we've moved on to part 2 of the threesome Faramosa. She's our current shiny hunt, and I posted it on Twitter and I posted it in the chat earlier. That game loves to just take the piss with me, man. Like I'm freaking trying to find Buzzswole and put her on the list for the whole trifecta so I can be ready when we get Faramosa. And it gives me 2 random encounters back to back of the same Pokemon, Tapi Lele, the water type of the Alolan elites. And on the second encounter, she shines. I'm like, really? Like I went a month for Guzzlord, and then I do 2 randos trying to find another of the beasts that I want, and you're gonna give me her for free? I mean, I'm not gonna complain much, but damn, I could have had that a month ago, bitch. But it's fine. We're not gonna complain. It's a shiny, right, Lily? Right, Lily?
Indeed.
And then Wednesday, of course, we're going to do some more. Hopefully, I'm not even going to try to say hopefully. We're going to attempt again to win a round of Gloomhaven. We have a level 2, so maybe there's a chance.
Our luck will change. We have a modifier card in there somewhere, so that's awesome.
Yeah, we did get that modifier card, and of course, our luck with gold has continued to falter. We lose gold every time we do a city encounter for some reason. It just it hurts thinking about it. But yes, stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday we'll be out at Acon doing all the fun things.
Gotcha. I got your number. I'll send you a text message or a Discord message. I don't know how you'll receive it, but we'll meet up somewhere. Just pick a booth, and I'll be like, "Where is it?" And I'll never find it. But anyway, I'll be there.
We're gonna have some fun.
That's right. Amy, what you got going on?
I have revisited a very, very old game that's very near and dear to me. On a whim, while we were doing our show, I decided to find out if Soldier Fortune 2 can be used in Windows 10. And sure enough, it can. It's currently cranking at me because I don't have a no CD crack, but I don't have my CDN. But it actually works. And Soldier Fortune 2, for those of you who don't know, was built on the Quake engine way back, and had its own module added to the Quake engine called the Ghoul 2 engine, which allowed you to have, like, was it 27 breakout points to the body? So when you killed a mob in the game, an NPC in the game, there were 27 different parts of the body that could fall apart. So if you hit him with a grenade, you could have like legs go flying, parts of skull go flying, brains go flying. It was really, really, really violent, and a lot of parents hated it, and I friggin' loved it. So that's what I've been doing. I've also been harvesting organs in RimWorld. Per usual, if you watch the shorts that Lumi has been posting, I said what I said.
I was going to say our resident psychopath has been teaching Lumi the ways of death. So
Harvesting organs is a totally legit thing
in RimWorld, or the black market, depending
Yes.
on how you look at it.
Yes.
Yes.
Hashtag not
Rimworld,
sponsored.
yes.
How is CGFOV cheap protected, you trash? It's a fucking FOV!
Also, Lumi, I forgot to actually mention this as well. Street Fighter comes out next weekend, so that's also going to be in the rotation very soon.
Oh yeah, nice. Good
I'm going to
stuff.
be punching all the faces.
Awesome. You're gonna have your clickety clacks going on, so that's gonna be interesting.
Like, how am I going to work with
I
that?
remember you're like, I'm playing the demo, and it was just nothing. It sounded like you were like
Remember,
violently rubbing your knuckles across your keyboard.
No, it wasn't my keyboard. It was my arcade stick.
I
That's
know.
what it sounds like.
I know.
Clickety clackety makes me smile. I'm sorry.
That's
Clickety
fine.
clackety, I roll a tackety.
Speaking of making folks smile, Raina, what you got coming up this week besides learning Greek?
Work. I'm sending like an orc peon,
Zug.
and also getting ready for my trippy trip.
Oh yeah, that's coming up soon, isn't it, like the end of June?
31 days.
That's going to be awesome. That's also going to be a no podcast week too, because out of respects, Cajun and I will probably do something
Sorry,
that day.
30 days.
30 days.
Hell yes! Much excite.
Ooh, that we could really come up with something interesting to do that night.
Yeah,
We'll have to plot.
we will have to plot. There's all kinds of stuff between playing Magicka or Human Fall Flat or something where we have to depend on each other. I have no idea. We'll figure it out between here and there.
Oh, absolutely. We got a whole month to figure it out.
But I'm pretty sure you have a copy of Magicka somewhere. And
Oh yeah, I used to play it back in the day. I think with you.
Yeah, you did. But we'll have to learn how to spell again.
The safe word is banana.
Lumi.
Yes.
Don't clip my Greek learning word stuff.
Oh, it's already been clipped, honey.
No.
Eclipse does this real quick, and the laughter is going to grab it.
Okay, so if Eclipse takes it, I won't post it. All right,
Okay,
it'll remain buried in this VOD. How about that? I can make that guarantee. Oh wait, which part? The penis bread part or the other one with the macarena, whatever word you were
not
using?
Macarena. Come on now, it's Malacca.
Malacca, yes. Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hiney ho.
Right now, now I am sounding like a California girl.
Get wrecked,
Alright,
nerd.
alright, Limber, we're gonna do a quick adjustment to the schedule this week. I was just talking with Miss Milk in the chat. Tuesday will be the normal Sword and Shield shiny hunt. Thursday it'll be shiny hunt lessons in Legends Arceus to show her how to actually find them and catch them. So I'll be doing some alpha shiny hunting on Arceus on Thursday instead.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I totally was like, no, it's Malacca.
Oh my god, yes.
Awesome. Well, I wish you luck in your work, and I look forward to you going and visiting Imi and all the happy, fun things that'll happen then. So,
And
Yay.
then outside of Acon, what is the Lumi of the Nary doing?
well, I'll be streaming with you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have started campaigns for Hardcore Path of Exile, and so far it's been a lot of fun. Think Diablo, but darker and less Disney, I think is the way to put it. Like
I played Path of Exile before. It's a fun little game.
yeah, it's free on Steam, and why not? And folks at work were like, "You should. Do you hate yourself? You should play this." I'm like, "I do hate myself.
I do. Let's go.
I remember hating myself with this game a long time ago, so I picked it
I
back
hated
up.
myself before it was cool, bro.
So
That sounds like me when it comes to hardcore. Wow.
I'm on my third witch, and I'm just kind of feeling myself out and building her out and whatnot, and seeing what I can do. I'm currently running a zombie build, and that's been fun. Oh, I know. I was like, oh, let's do this.
And speaking of which, Raina, I live for your hardcore like pictures you put on Twitter. Don't take that out of context, Twitch. I love the last lines that you post of people who die. It makes me laugh every time I see it. I love them. Keep them coming.
No, honestly, just if you have a sub to WoW, even if like you sign in with that hardcore add-on, like the newest update, you could see all of the last words and stuff like that, and that alone just chef's kiss. I love it.
Gives me so much pleasure, and it shouldn't, but it does. I revel in some people's misery, especially when it comes to WoW.
But yeah, guys, also heads up, you've probably noticed there's a lot going on Twitter Space. If you've noticed a dip in followers, like there's been people that have lost over 900 followers. There's a bug happening right now. People are assuming that it's if you post a lot. Like I've been posting a lot. And I'm
she does post a lot.
She is a prolific shitposter.
Yeah, but I need to be careful because apparently that's part of the things that's tripping the
Algorithm.
yeah, so that's what's causing things. That's part of the bug that's banning people.
Thanks, Elon.
So if you go to the search results for suspended, you'll see a lot of the people saying the same things. I've never been suspended. Da, 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 da. That's
Or shadow banning, as it were.
it's not even shadow banning. You're gone. Your account is locked.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah. So be careful. Hopefully I have an account by tomorrow. If not, you can find me on here or on Hive, or you'll probably find me over at Imi's house.
Yee.
Or you might have to move your shit posting to the Discord server. Who knows?
Yeah, and then
That works for us.
people can post for me.
Well,
So
let me sum up what's going on with me. RimWorld, Art, Gloomhaven, Acon, and Hardcore Path of Exile. Those are the things that are happening. Pick a day. I don't keep a schedule. I try to get on about 9:30 Central Standard Time, 10 at the latest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm an adult and I'm a parent, so it is what it is.
yep.
Yay.
So other than that, it's been a fun show. And
has.
again, this weekend, no show for us. So episode 35 will be on the following weekend. And we'll keep you posted on Twitter on the goings on and happenings with the UDP broadcast. Until then, so long, everyone. It's been fantastic. Thank you for the raids and the follows and everything that came with it.
Yes, indeed. And keep an eye out for like pictures on the Discord and on the Twitter for me and Lumi because it's going to be a fun time at Acon.
Maybe some TikToks too. You never know.
Yes.
All right.
You know me. Ha ha ha. You know me.